What are we discussing today? Okay, why is only this side talking? What's wrong with you kids?
I said love and anime.
Oh, go keep going. Fine! Okay, so we're discussing love and anime. Now, what does that mean? It does not mean we're watching hentai, by the way. That is not what that means. It does not mean we're watching hentai. As disappointed as I am.
Romantically, how characters interact.
Okay, very good. Still disappointed that the EA and EN people aren't speaking about this matter, because this is what writers do. So, when we talk about love and anime, we have a couple things to keep in mind. Firstly, who knows what 3 types of love are?
Video.
Oral.
That's not love. Are you serious?
Sorry.
Anal. Oh my god, that's not
I'm sorry, we have a minor here, don't we?
oh crap, we have a minor.
I apologize.
I love what you were thinking. This is good. Anyways, that is not love, that is sex. We'll talk about that very, very soon. So what do these mean? Oh my god, you all.
I don't know, I have to.
Oh, brotherly, that's what I meant. Oh, that's an F. Oh,
No, it's a sigma sign.
it looked like an H. I'm sorry. Christ.
That's pretty intense.
So, worship like? Or,
Huh?
Wait, nothing.
Friendship, romantic, and love for God or whatever higher being.
Like
Love that is unconditional. You know, for you Christians out there, Jesus loves you very, very much and died on the cross for you. I know. I'll stop. Anyways, I don't believe myself right now. So we have filial love, which is brotherly love, and that's like that bro bond. That's
Romance.
not quite as gay as bromance, but a lot cooler. We're talking like, what's a good like brothers relationship that isn't creepy or really, really terrifying in anime? Kuwabara and Yusuke?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a good little kind of bro, like there's just enough antagonism in there to where it's okay.
Moroku and Inuyasha?
That's gay.
Okay.
They bathe a lot together. That is a lot of scenes where penises just be gross.
Think of like, I don't know.
That is also
What,
gay.
wait, what about, well this is gonna, Shigure and,
No.
no wait, no, Shigure, no,
That's
the other guy,
brotherly.
the doctor and
Hattori and Shigure.
and Shigure. No, Shigure and Yama, you know it's gay, but look at me. Shigure.
I was gonna say Alan Ed, but after I thought about it, yeah.
No, I mean like the dog guy. The dog,
Yeah.
Shigure
Shigure and Hattori. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty bro-ish, because they're brothers. It's cheating.
They're
Okay.
cousins, aren't
Is the fruits basket Nazi gonna come after me and be like, no! Anyways, I don't need to explain to you what erotic love is because we have a minor in the room and I don't want to go to jail. And Christ-like love is that unconditional sort of, I will always love you. It usually isn't romantic. It's typically very, very caring and supportive and nurturing. What type do we most likely see in anime? Guess what? You're not going to see a lot of this. Why do you think we're not going to see a lot of this? The answer is obvious. If you don't get it, I'm going to punch you.
The religious factor. Well, because you can't like
Ding, 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 ding.
the religious factor.
Yeah, you're right. There's no Christ in Japan. I mean, if Natalia can say it, it's obvious. We get Christmas even though we aren't Christian? Sure, why not? It's all about
Because
presents.
they don't have crazy about the Christmas thing where they're.
No, it's just a holiday. You get presents and a day off of work. The only day off of work for the entire year, by the way. So you're not going to see a lot of this Christ-like love, but you are going to see that kind of redemptive love. We actually see that mostly in those really big Phil's love going, like you see it in Evangelion a couple times. Sort of like redemptive love that can save and that can heal. But you're mostly going to see filial and erotic, which is fine. I happen to think that both of those are very, very interesting for obvious and non-obvious reasons. Do we understand the concept of what love is? Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. So let's talk briefly about some of the issues that we see in anime when dealing with love. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Do you want to know what ruined my status on relationships? Like, do you want to know what just killed me in romance? Okay, do you want the real answer or do you want the intelligent answer?
Both. Both.
We can't
What
just
the
do
real
it.
answer was? I wanted a relationship that was similar to Inuyasha and Kikyo. I wanted that overprotective, snarky assholes of a guy to like come in off of like a tree, assault me, and like carry me away, and like I would be safe. And even if I was a zombie, he'd still love me.
What was the intelligent answer?
The intelligent answer was that I just grew standards. It's called being young. When you're young, you do kind of want these things. It's quite funny. So it's like, I like the Now, and I'm going to explain to you why anime is actually a horrible example to find relationships in.
Yes, it is.
For instance, let's look at the zombie love. I'm sorry, if your girlfriend dies, please don't do your best to go after her. She is dead. This means no exhuming of corpses, no making love to corpses, no frolicking around in cemeteries. Hey, it's a legitimate psychosexual issue that needs to be discussed. Yeah, don't go frolicking around in cemeteries, please. Just let love die. A moment for Kikyo. Anyways.
Is she finally dead yet?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's finally dead.
Okay.
By the way, for all of you who do not know, Bleach is ending in a couple months.
When?
It's the last part.
Oh my gosh, no! I have
The
to.
last.
So, say your final prayers. Ichigo
I can't.
Senpai.
I'm not there yet.
We
no.
can really rewatch the anime.
Or we can wait for him to die and be content. So,
Did Akane die?
possibly, we're not sure yet.
I wouldn't.
I mean, that could make sense then.
Anywho, we'll do conspiracy theories later. What are some issues that you guys have seen in Love and Anime? You've had prompting, so
Okay, well, for one thing, I hate it when you have like a stupid girl, and like even though there's like a guy that's like abusing her and then doing all this terrible stuff, she's still like, oh my gosh, I want to be with him and stuff, and a nice guy, and it's really stupid. She's stupid, and when you're crying a lot, it irritates me. Just, yeah.
okay, so well then we'll go ahead and segue right into reviews, because I had a whole thing. What is the legal definition of abuse?
Like hurting people.
I mean, if I throw this marker at you, that's hurting
To
you.
the point that you're like physically injured, or
Not
emotionally injured, or
necessarily, or
like,
emotionally.
I'm
or
sorry.
like torn down.
Okay. Okay, well,
Okay. Do we need to get my dictionary out?
please. Who has the OED?
You'll probably get it faster.
Oxford English Dictionary. Abuse is basically being hurt to a point that is almost in a way beyond recovery. Now, there are different types of abuse. You know, there's sexual abuse, there's physical abuse, and there's emotional abuse. And what is very, very common in these anime, you look at these relationships, are these very, very manipulative lovers that's just painful on the outside to watch.
Hot gimmick.
Yeah. But we attach to these individuals, and it's quite terrifying because we see that in all levels of love. We even see this in that very sort of brotherly love in a lot of ways. So, Full Metal Alchemist, a lot of people actually really vilify Edward for sort of luring his brother into this, you know, inconceivable trap. So, depending on where your stance is on Ed and Al, I will ask for your own opinion. I don't think it was that way. But I've read a lot of really, really interesting, angry rants about that, where it's like, Ed knew what he was doing all along. He just didn't want his brother to be happy. It's like, that's horrible. Late!
Bio! I have an excuse.
You brought military with you?
Yes.
Is there a logical explanation for this?
He's interested.
Oh, interested. Well then welcome, good sir.
Thank you.
We are currently in the middle of recording, so YouTube, forgive us for this. No fucks are given. Anyway, so, let's ask a question. A very, very obvious question. Is being abused okay?
No.
Should we accept abuse?
No.
If you are being abused, should you just deal with it?
No.
Because what are some of the tapes you're going to hear in these, you know, little girly, you know, things? Well, here's one of them.
Yeah.
I love him, and you know, it was probably my fault, and you know, I shouldn't have tripped and spilled, you know, the coffee, and this was totally my, that's why I had to take a frying pan onto the backside of my head. and we laugh, but you think this has happened somewhere, you know, it was completely my fault, you know, I shouldn't have been late, you know, for class, you know, he probably thinks I'm, you know, having sex with the teacher, which is why he had to assault me, so he could prove his dominance over me. It did. So, do we tolerate abuse?
No.
Should we ever tolerate abuse?
Don't we in a sense?
But yeah, we read it in our manga, we watch it in our anime, and we just sort of deal with it. But we would never take this in real life. Now, is this really just suspended belief, or is this we have a secret dark fetish for these sorts of things?
No.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
So let's briefly, since we're in line with abuse, let's talk about the terrible, horrible R word, which we will not use. If you don't know what it is, it's 4 letters.
What's the R word?
I can't say it.
Wait, 4
Come over and
letters.
tell me. I don't know what R word is.
Oh, I thought it was the other word.
Oh, raid?
The terrible, horrible R word.
Raid? Is that
I thought it
the
was
word?
the other word.
What, Rattler?
That's the bad word?
No, but before you said 4 letters, I can count, okay? When you said 4 letters.
You're gonna make Senpai die on camera again, just letting you know. So, let's look at the terrible, horrible R word, even though it's awful and we should never condone it. How often does this happen in anime?
A lot.
You guys all said that entirely too fast, just so you know. Huh?
Well, yeah, that happens a lot.
It happens a lot, more than we care to admit. Now, you want to know something creepy about the terrible, horrible R word? Are fangirls that will request it. It's like, I'll never forget, I was working in convention, I was working a small one-day convention, and I was writing in one-shots. And I had one little girl bounce up to me. So I want Kakashi, Orochimaru, Sasuke, rape fantasy with like bondage. And I'm like, oh my god. How old are you? I'm like 14. I know what this stuff is. And you sit there and you're like, well, your money's still good. Just I highly encourage that you talk to your mom about these proper sexual, things. And it was horrible, and I had to write it, and I felt dirty, and I had to shower. By the way, don't ever agree to write or draw for certain conventions. You will have nothing but smut, and you will lose your soul, I guarantee you. I know, it's disgusting. So, but yet we agree to this, and we buy it, and we read it, and what's more disturbing is there's a trend of fangirls that find it endearing, that seek this out. And we wonder, we would never agree to this in real life. We would never, if this happened to one of your friends or to your family, we would never agree to this in reality. Never, not once. But we can have it in our hentai, we can have it in our manga, we can have it in our yaoi, we can have it in our yuri, we can have it anywhere else. But we would never accept these things in real life. Why do we subscribe to it then in print? And I want to hear your feedback on this.
But for some people, maybe it's just like, well, it's ethical, it's not real, so, I mean, where's the
Okay,
argument?
I'll accept that.
So.
Anything else?
And then for some people, they say, because I see it in anime, I won't do it in real life.
You're 17. How do you know these things?
Okay, not that young, so.
Bigger question mark there. Okay, so I subscribe to that theory. I think it's an interesting one. I definitely don't think that means you need to go ahead a bunch of pedophile Shotokan and say, here, it's fine if you just read it, just don't make the pages all sticky. It's like I don't subscribe to that theory. I think it's an interesting one. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of people that they'll make a case for it like that. Anything else?
Some people are sick.
Yes, this is true. People are sick.
What if it's a small part to move the plot along? We don't really think about it as much.
I'm sorry, what is not a plot device? Oh, I guess I'll just throw in a little, sexual assault right here to spice things up.
That wasn't exactly.
That wasn't to move the plot along either. There was no plot.
The other
The plot was sex.
Good point.
The plot was sex.
I retract my statement.
Statement retracted. So, okay guys, this is not the time to get all sheepish on me. I want to hear from you, because I know what some of you kids read.
Ah.
Repeat the question.